The Real and the Apparent Man, Part 9. The whole universe will become transfigured to him. That which is painful and miserable will all vanish. Struggles will all depart and go. Instead of being a prison house where we every day struggle and fight and compete for a morsel of bread, this universe will then be to us a playground. Beautiful will be this universe then. Such a man alone has the right to stand up and say, "How beautiful is this world." He alone has the right to say that it is all good. That will be the great God to the world, resulting from such realization that instead of this world going on with all its friction and clashing, if all mankind today realize only a bit of that great truth, the aspect of the whole world will be changed. And in place of fighting and quarreling, there would be a reign of peace. This indecent and brutal hurry, which forces us to go ahead of everyone else, will then vanish from the world. With it will vanish all struggle. With it will vanish all hate. With it will vanish all jealousy. And all evil will vanish away forever. Gods will live then upon this earth. This very earth will then become heaven, and what evil can there be when gods are playing with gods, when gods are working with gods and gods are loving gods? That is the great utility of divine realization. Everything that you see in society will be changed and transfigured then. No more will you think of man as evil, and that is the first great gain. No more will you stand up and sneeringly cast a glance at a poor man or woman who has made a mistake. No more, ladies, will you look down with contempt upon the poor man who walks the street in the night, because you will see even their God himself. No more will you think of jealousy and punishments. They will all vanish, and love, the great idea of love, will be so powerful that no whip and cord will be necessary to guide mankind aright. If one millionth part of the men and women who live in this world simply sit down for a few minutes and say, "You are all God. O you men and all you animals and living beings, you are all the manifestation of one living deity," the whole world will be changed in half an hour. Instead of throwing tremendous bombshells of hatred into every corner, instead of projecting currents of jealousy and evil thought, in every country people will think that is all he. He is all that you see and feel. How can you see evil until there is evil in you? How can you see the thief until he is there, sitting in the heart of your heart? How can you see the murderer until you are yourself and the murderer? Be good, and evil will vanish from you. The whole universe will thus be changed. This is the greatest gain to society. This is the greatest gain to the human organism. These thoughts were worked out amongst individuals in ancient times in India. For various reasons, such as the exclusiveness of the teachers and foreign conquest, those thoughts were not allowed to spread. Yet they are all grand truths, and wherever they have been working, man has become divine. My whole life has been changed by the touch of one of these divine men about whom I am going to speak to you next Sunday. And the time is coming when these thoughts will be cast abroad over the whole world. Instead of living in monasteries, instead of being confined to books of philosophy to be studied only by the learned, instead of being the exclusive possession of sections and of a few of the learned, they will all be sown broadcast over the whole world, so that they may become the common property of the saint and the sinner, of men and women and children, of the learned and of the ignorant. They will then permeate the atmosphere of the world, and the very air that we breathe will say with every one of its pulsations, "Thou art that." And the whole universe with its myriads of suns and moons, through everything that speaks, will with one voice will say, "Thou art that."